start with walking. So first of all, we'll first look at the video, then that will be better. Please sit and watch it.
Of the state. If you know that you are walking, you are mindful at that moment. As your foot touches the ground, if you are aware of the sensations, you are mindful at that moment. When you continue to be aware, step after step, it will improve the clarity and calmness in your mind. We call this activity mindful walking. You will have seen our videos on the practice of mindful walking. In this video, we will explore mindful walking further. But first, let's refresh our mind on a few important points. For mindful walking, we choose a path to walk about 20 to 30 paces up and down. This could be a sandy or grassy outdoor area or an indoor area where you can practice leisurely. First, we will walk 1 or 2 rounds up and down to become familiar with the walking path. To start with, we will stand still at one end of the path, keeping our hands clasped together at the back or in front. Whenever possible, it is better to walk without shoes. We will keep our gaze at about 2 meters in front, making sure that we are not looking straight focused ahead or close to our feet. When we start walking, we will pay our full attention to the act of walking. We will take every step slowly, mindfully, and silently, in other words, using SMS. Through our mind, we will notice how we place our feet on the ground, step after step. When we reach the end of the walking path, we will bring our feet together and turn our feet slowly, being aware of how our body turns. Afterwards, we will continue to walk mindfully in a relaxed manner. Let's remind ourselves a vital point. As we take a step, we should direct our close attention to the point where the sole touches the ground. Then we become aware of different sensations we may feel at the heel, arch, and the toes. It may be the difference in temperature, or else it may be the hardness or softness. Step after step, we observe and know what we feel as we feel. Now, let's consider another very important point. Sometimes we may lose our focus on walking. It may be because we got distracted by a thought or sound or something we haven't perceived. It is important not to worry about the fact that we got distracted. Wandering or drifting mind is common to all of us. When we become aware that our mind has drifted, we will gently bring our attention back to the act of walking. When we continue to practice in this manner, it will strengthen our mindfulness, resulting in improved calmness and clarity in mind. Next part of this video presents experiences of a Satipasana daughter practicing mindful walking. May you all have a healthy and mindful life.
Okay, I think we refreshed what we have done last time. So the idea is mindful walking. So we know how to walk. The natural walking, we, as much as possible, we need to entertain. No need to walk extremely slowly, not in a particular fashion, but allow yourself to walk naturally, typical pace, typical speed, which you are familiar with. And the important thing is you are not looking your legs and you are not being trying to get distracted. Rather, you can maintain kind of a composed, uh, just a composed nature. So maybe you are looking ahead about 2 meters ahead, just to guide yourself. And it is not the place that we are trying to pay attention. We are trying to pay attention each time about the body, say how the foot is touching. Say it may be the heel first, it may be the arch first, it may be the toes first. So let it happen as the way the body wants, but our duty is to recognize it, to pay attention, how closely, how properly that we are aiming our attention. You know that the interesting thing with mindful walking is, unlike say anapanasati, unlike mindful breathing, for example. So mindful breathing, we are continuously sustaining our attention closer to the nostril. But here the difference is, we have to pay attention first maybe to the right foot, then the left foot is completely at a different place. So our attention has to be quickly shifted from this leg to the other leg. So that has to happen very quickly, and again the attention has to be well focused, almost like immediate. So if we are late to pay attention, then again we lost. If we are too early and then we get distracted, then again we lost the point. So therefore, properly aiming our attention to the place and again properly timing, both have to be there. It's a kind of a trick, kind of a play, how to properly focus and again synchronize our attention exactly when the physical activity is going on. So therefore, if we are properly understood this technique, the art, it becomes a really beautiful practice. So we allow the body to naturally walk again and again, each and every step we are establishing mindfulness. And it doesn't mean that we might not get distracted. We may get distracted, it doesn't matter. But whenever the point, whenever the say the heel touches the ground, it becomes a kind of a reminder to ourselves, okay, come back here, be here, be with the body. So therefore, mindful walking is a really dynamic process for us to develop mindfulness. And slowly, as you continue the practice, you may understand, okay, now not many thinking going on, rather the body awareness has significantly improved. You may recognize that. So that's why it's a really practical exercise. You yourself may one day understand, okay, now mind is not that cluttered, no much thinking. Rather, it becomes more and more silent, inner chatter has reduced, and I am becoming more and more composed, and I'm always now trying to be with the body. And even you may recognize some subtle sensations like from how the body weight being shifted from one leg to the other leg. These are very subtle points as we are improving, growing, that we may be able to recognize. So important thing is here we have nothing to think in it, but fully aware. So yeah, in a way, at this moment, we are discouraging thinking, rather we are improving or emphasizing the awareness. So we don't need a language, we don't need any thinking, but we can comfortably recognize each and every sensation as we are continuing to walk. And once we come to the end point, then again, we don't need to immediately turn. We can establish mindfulness in the standing position. Then mindfully, we can turn back. And again, don't immediately come back. Again, establish mindfulness in the standing position. Then you start coming back again mindful. So likewise, so we can develop mindfulness using several postures, even though we are particularly in the walking posture. At the end, we are having the standing posture, then turning, we have another kind of sub posture, the turning, and then again we come to the standing position, standing posture, now into the walking posture. So I invite you to engage with mindful walking as like we did maybe day before yesterday, and we'll come back here at around 2:15. So we have half an hour. So you are free to go to any other place. Have very relaxed walking. If possible, you can go outside, doesn't matter. But try to be with yourself. Allow the body to naturally walk as much as possible. Establish mindfulness and be with yourself, and bring that mindfulness to the meditation hall.